Oh, White Knight. Sorry, I've been muted because Raya is noisily chewing on a bone I just gave her. And my ceiling fan is knocking. How are you doing? Ugh. It's a hug. Do you need me to mute because of the chewing sounds? She's so excited. I gave her one of those, like, what is the ones where they make them out of, like, juice, essentially. Oh. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. Eye infections are no fun. Is it part of the, like, since you live, you know, kind of around me, the seasonal shifts? Are you one of the seasonal headache people? By seasonal, I mean, you know, the weather randomly changing every other day. That gives me headaches all the time. Yeah. I have the same thing. I've had the last, like, 4 days, it's felt like someone's been stabbing me behind the eye. Man, you got a lot on your docket. I'm sorry about that. Gonna hopefully get this thing close to finish. I really wish his legs weren't so short. That might be something where I'll probably do prints of this one. I might tweak that digitally a little bit. Arthritis can trigger eye infections? I did not know that. So it's like, if you have an eye infection, can you even do the, like, whenever my head is killing me from the pressure changes, I do, like, menthol salt in the shower. I'm like, can you even do that if you have an eye infection, or is that, like, a no-no? I mean, I guess I could kind of see it in that, like I get... Raya, you're not getting another treat. I get, lost my train of thought. Like, you'll get headaches from your teeth hurting and vice versa. Because of the sinuses connecting to each other. So I'm guessing it's just like if you have inflammation somewhere, it triggers a response elsewhere kind of thing. At least you got drops getting it taken care of, hopefully. Yeah, I'm sorry that sucks. I hope it clears up quickly. And then you gotta fly to Florida and be all warm and sticky. I do not envy you right now, is what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I'm a monster. Oh, yeah, I guess that would make sense. I guess I've never really done contacts because I'm too fussy about stuff being around or in my eye. Ever since I was little and had the dog attack me and rip out my eye essentially, and then I had to get it wasn't like surgery. I just had to they had to numb my eye, so I had to get a needle into my eye, and like ever since then I'm like nothing touched my eye. That's one of the reasons why I don't really wear makeup. It's taken me a long time to get to the point where I could put on like mascara without twitching violently. Yeah, you got yourself used to it. I did have to like I was also afraid of needles for the longest time because of that. Because I had to like watch the needle come into my eye for it. Like they couldn't put me under because they needed my eyes to be open and everything. So yeah, as a child, watching a needle come towards my eye is like a horror movie. Um, but that's why I got tattoos. I desensitized myself to needles. Oh yeah, I can't watch. I still gotta look away. Like I desensitize myself to needles to the point I'm not like actively flinching and shit, but I will not look at blood draws. It's not the blood doesn't bother me, it's the needles. But yeah, I actually like during college I had like this I'm gonna be brave moment, I'm gonna go donate blood. And we had like one of those buses that showed up at the college, and then they wouldn't let me off the bus because they're like, "You're too pale," and I was like, "This is my nightmare. Let me off the bus." much at this point I'm at the like adding little texture into this. But it's trying to figure out where I'm stitching anatomy together is the problem. Since this is kind of the point of this one, is it's a wolf stitching together over top of a body kind of thing. I might actually... So yeah, I don't know how accurate I want this to be to the actual moon, but I'm going to try to make this a little bit more moon-like. I do need to go donate more blood though. Though I won't be able to very soon because I do have a wait after tattoos. I swear Ryan knows when the camera's on, because then she just goes and lays right off view behind me. So I might actually pull out white ink. Probably not yet, but a little later on with this. To do some like light washes on this. What is the name of this crater on the moon? I know there's a specific name. It's warm today. Hold on one second. It's like too warm for my sandals. I just realized. No, Rye, this is not for you. Every time she sees me grab something. Yeah, I've got the windows open and the fan on, but I can't crank the fan to high or you'll just hear the knocking on stream. Maya thinks everything is for her. No. That's why she's excited. I grabbed something from the countertop where there's another one of those bones stashed away. You should have taken longer eating the first one. I'm sorry, we'll get it later. Leave it. It's like she doesn't counter surf, but she sure is going back to it and booping it. I didn't know if anyone's seen any good movies or anything recently, because I am like, I've been so buried in Kickstarter and Monsterpalooza prep that I'm like behind on everything. I know there's that new vampire movie that's doing really well. I still haven't seen Mickey 17 or Mickey 13? I don't remember which one it was. Tomorrow I should be hopefully finishing shipping all the physical Kickstarter books. And then I'll get the digital stuff finished. And then I can relax a little bit and go watch a movie. Oh, I didn't know it was out on DVD. I might grab that one. It has some very pretty shots that I would like to study. Yeah, Nosferatu's pretty good. I wasn't a huge fan of the design once they revealed it. Like, I wish they kept it hidden more. But it had some wonderful music, like very, very good film score, awesome shots. It's a very pretty movie in general. Oh man, one of the reasons why I started late today, well, I had to call my dentist or get some stuff worked out with my dentist. But then my publisher called me to tell me that, or to ask me if I would be okay if 2 of the pages in my Dark Mythos restock were upside down. I was just like, no, that's not okay. And then they're like, alright, well, the cover's also kind of, you know, streaky. And I was like, god damn it, this is an art book. Like, they've published this book before and done fine, but they don't do art books. Like, a lot of people are like, where do you get your book published? And they don't do art books. I've had to ride their ass to not give me, like, shit quality things sometimes. Because they're too used to doing, like, just trucking manuals. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know in what world I was like, the heck? You know, I'm glad I have them. There are people that, like, the whole reason I go to them is I used to work there. My mom, you know, still works there as one of their graphic designers, doing, like, people's business cards and stuff. But, like, god damn. Sometimes they make it a struggle. And it's like, they like doing my books. They keep asking me when, like, if I don't do a book for a while, they're like, when are we gonna do a book? But yeah. At least they're on it. Like, I was a little worried they were not going to have time to do them until last second. But, yeah. We'll see how this turns out. Right, I'm going to... Well, I know I mentioned it before. I'm going to pull in some white ink. So I think I'm going to use that to blend this in. Maybe I'll actually pull in some of my... I do have black ink, so I could... Or do I want to pull in a color? I could pull in some, like, blue, but then I very much worry, because ink will potentially lift up. It will lift up the pencil. So I don't want to go overboard with that. Like, a little bit of white in here would be fine. likely to be a little bit of side muscle tied in here. Sick gaming. Oh, you were. Well, I know you said you thought you were coming down with something, so you're officially down with something. It's a weird way of phrasing that. Hi, Helene. Get well soon. What are you playing today? Oh. Cold plus ear. Everyone's got infections today. You got ear infection. White Knight has an eye infection. Stream watching sickos today. Oh man. As long as you're watching on a screen and you're not next to me passing on whatever it is you have. All y'all get better soon. The well-known Super Nintendo game, I don't read Japanese. Leave it to you to have something obscure. Oh yeah, you got Crypticon. I gotta see if I have enough life in me to make it to that. Go as a regular con goer. I haven't done that in forever. Oh, that match 3 game. I see. You're playing your mind-numbing game. Hi, X-Tones. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I remember, like, the last Crypticon I was in, was when, like, Matthew Lillard was going around the tables. He's a really sweet guy. Alright, how warm is it today, or am I just, like... I'm slowly cooking to death in my office, I'm sorry. Claims it's only 61. It feels warmer than that. Yeah, Crypticon's a good one for actually, like, being able to meet people. Have I heard the Gremlins Reese's Pieces? This is vaguely familiar. I may have forgotten, though. Or I may need my memory jogged, and then I will suddenly remember. Joe Dante. Joe Dante was... Yeah, and Zach Galligan. I just remember Gremlins... I can't not laugh when she goes and talks about how her dad dies in the movie. It's such a funny death. Oh! Baptism via Reese's Pieces. I'll take it. Okay, now it's just making me think of that viral video of, you may have seen it. There's like an Orthodox priest baptizing kids, like just violently dunking them in the baptismal font. And the kids all just look like absolutely shocked. Oh, that's so cool. I remember the first time I saw Gremlins. I know it was at home. Like, I don't know if I ever watched a horror movie in theaters with my mom made me watch all the Twilight movies with her. We would watch, most of the time, most of my exposure to horror movies was this, like, local access TV show called Ned the Dead. Yeah, it is a different kind of horror. So much ennui. But yeah, Ned the Dead was, I don't know if he's still on. Like, I know I Googled him, like, a couple years ago, and he was still doing events. But he would play horrible, mostly really bad horror movies and dress up, like, in skull face paint. And then he had, like, the cheapest set design ever, where it was just a 2x4 held up by two ladders. But, like, he would roast the movies and then slap the, like, board. And there was, like, a thing to, like, slap the plank. It was a lot like, if you have Shudder, like Bob's Drive-In, but honestly, I kind of prefer Ned the Dead. I think some of his stuff is actually on YouTube. But yes. I don't know if he was only shown in, like, Wisconsin. I know he was, like, airing out of Green Bay. But yes, that guy is responsible for my love of horror movies. That and Tremors. I don't think he ever played Tremors. Tremors was a good horror movie. That one was just on regular TV. Oh, you had to cover your eyes? I had an uncle that would watch us. Well, like, he would not really watch us. His wife would kind of watch us, but he would put on horror movies. So I think I watched Alien at his place, because he didn't really pay attention to what we were watching, or he would put on what he wanted to watch, and we were along for the ride. Ad break's about to start. I'm sorry. Also, he's the one that had me watch. I can never remember the name of it, but it was that horror movie that stuck with me, where the trees start murdering people. Like, the roots come to the floor and, like, go up people's butts and pop out their eyes. It was very B-horror. And they're, like, trying to fight back with, like, bulldozers. I've looked it up multiple times and I've found the name of it, but I never remember what it is. I think it, like, opens up with, like, a sex scene in the woods. You know, as a proper B-horror movie, you gotta open up with a sex scene. The Guardian? I don't think... that doesn't sound right. I think I'll have to look it up at some other point. I don't want to... I know it's not terribly easy to find. Because usually if you type in, like, killer trees, you get, like, pod people. But I don't know why I remember that movie. I think because the idea of trees turning on us is, like, the most terrifying thing ever. You'll never see... oh, man, you'll never see her coming. That's what they should have called it, but nope. Leave it to Hylian to come up with a terrible pun. Yeah, no, Evil Dead, like, Evil Dead is a way better B-horror movie than this one was. Son of a birch. Effed up trees? Yeah. I mean, I'll probably do... I need to do, like, an effed up wolves. So the thing is, so the effed up horses... I was like, I'll do an effed up horses book because I have plenty of horses that I can make into a book. But then I started putting it together and I was like, well, shit, I don't want to have repeats of what's in my other art books, so I just drew a fuck ton of new illustrations for it. So now I'm like, I've defeated the purpose of having a book I could easily make, like a mini book. Yeah. I don't know if I'll have any repeats in the Fucked Up Horses book. Army, okay, I don't know what it is about Evil Dead and Army of Darkness, but it is such a like weird like I didn't see either of those movies until I dated a guy for like 4 days and he insisted upon showing me all of them. Which I mean, in hindsight, I was happy about, but he was a very awkward guy. Da, 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 da. First time chat of spam. Oh, I'm getting a bunch of spam. Multiple spams. Please don't let Twitch turn into my blue sky, because that is currently a bot-topia that I'm spending way too much of my day trying to decipher. Hi, Layan. I'm glad to see that you having a what did you say, a sinus infection? Or no? You're not being dragged down by your illness, is what I'm saying. Sorry. Look, I may turn off Riot. Well, I guess you could see her peats. You could see her peats. Oh my god. You two are feeding into each other. If the bots don't make me barking mad, oh god, your puns will. It's like I looked at chat just while I was saying that to see her leave me alone. I'm like, oh god. Your puns make working in an office that is sweltering worth it. Oh. Eileen, what did you unleash upon us? You've summoned White Knight's punniness. You're like the angel and demons on my shoulder thing, but both of you are just non-stop puns, and I'm just slowly driving or going mad. Oh, I know that was sarcasm, sir. Nope. Sad dog. Oh, I can't get a good angle on her. It's like this arm I'm not as satisfied with. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. Ooh, that's love. No, that's not for you. You will get a bone later. Not right now. Jesus. See, this is why I have so many anatomical figures in my office. This one's a wolf. But yeah, this is kind of what I was going for, was the vibe. It's essentially the paw pads removed. Need it? I know you want it, but you just had one. And you are not a starving dog. Not anymore. She's got that "but I used to be" face going on right now. I think the thing that's throwing this off is that I'm doing the nails differently than what claws normally work as. It's like this other one is obviously just human hand, but that's in the process of being squished, so that's fine. So I'm wondering if I would make this look better. If I raised all these claws up. Man, it is such a nice day though that I am gonna have to pull up my bows. I think it is officially nice enough to do first day of archery. the problem is I drew these lines in pretty heavily already, so editing this is gonna be a chore. Yeah, I think I do want those toe pads up. I'll still leave him with the raptor claw though. It's a werewolf. It's allowed to have slightly exaggerated claws, because, I mean, werewolves are always clawing shit up, but then if you look at an actual wolf, they don't claw things. Their toes are purely for traction. Where did I put this toe pad? I lost track of my toe pads. I was like, okay, so we got main one here. Ugh, okay. Sorry, I had to think what I'm doing now. Get this one here, this. I've made a mess. I am gonna blend this out a little bit. Nope, I drew it too deep already. Blending does nothing. And I forgot to bring down new cotton swabs. Yes, Barky Mac could also apply to the werewolf. Oh, man. I think once I get done panicking over fulfilling a Kickstarter and prepping for Monster Palooza, I'm gonna devote more time to putting stuff on the channel. Like making frames, and I mentioned before about wanting to do like little avatars. I feel like I'm gonna have to make a pun jar. And like every time you or Hylian makes a pun, I have to figure out how to set that up. But then what would be the reward and or punishment for when the pun jar is full? No. Well, that's what I'm gonna call the jar. Ah, of course. I walked myself into that one, didn't I? Like, I'm still tempted to possibly try and do a, like, I got the effed up horses. I might try doing an effed up wolf book as well, but I'm also realizing that I'm planning too much damn things for Monsterpalooza. I will, you know, start it out with a couple, like, werewolf prints, and then if they do well, maybe next year, if, like, I don't lose a bunch of money at this show and go back next year, I'll do that book. Because, yeah, last year was rough. I don't picture this year being any greater, because, God, it feels like it's still hard to believe that the wildfires have been between this year and last year. Just because we've been going non-stop crisis to crisis to crisis. It's like, it feels like it was already 5 years ago. Monsterpalooza is, I think, since you like getting like celebrity autograph things, it probably definitely would be fun for you. For me, it used to be more fun. Because it used to be a lot more about like people doing the special effects. Like I met like, if you ever watched the makeup artist TV show Face Off, I met a ton of them through that. I'm like friends with a couple of them now. But like it's not quite as much that anymore. There's still definitely special effects studios, like they do their test makeups and everything, or their like example pieces that they do. Oh, I messed that up. I want to have these two be together, but I erased it, so now I can't really redraw that line. Shit. Can I get pencil lead to work? Yes. But it's pencil lead then. That's not terrible though. But yeah, it's just a lot less industry people going around saying hi, meeting each other. Which is what I used to really like about it. I'll still see, like, I think V. Neal was going around last year, which isn't easy for her anymore. She's got mobility issues now. But it's like you used to see okay, why am I having a brain fart? He was one of the other judges on Face Off. Big Avatar guy. He was at Lightbox last year and he was absolutely swarmed by students. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean it's not as like bad as like Emerald City, I'd say, or something. It's not along that level. It's not like completely geared towards fan autographs. It's just that the crowd has gotten way more into that, which has been kind of sad for me. Because mostly because people will come up and buy. Like there was the guy next to me last year had these like cool hand painted 3D printed magnets. But he also had Funko Pops, and people just kept buying Funko Pops to go get them autographed. And it's just kind of sad to see that, like, original stuff wasn't doing nearly as well as things to go get autographed. Hello, Caligo. We were talking about Monsterpalooza. Yeah, I mean, that's me. I still go hunting for originals, and a lot of the times people don't even have them anymore. So I think I'm hoping that the trend from Emerald City kind of carries over to Monsterpalooza, because I think, like, it seemed like AI had kind of backfired in a way that, like, people only wanted originals, or were specifically looking for them at Emerald City. So I'm hoping that's the case at Monsterpalooza as well. Yeah, like I said, I'm not planning on this year being great, because last year wasn't, and obviously stuff has hit the fan in LA since last year, even more. But I guess I'm not as pessimistic as I would be if it wasn't for the trend that I saw at Emerald City. Like, original stuff is slowly picking up traction, I think. Though last year there were a lot of people that were pro AI, like, trying to talk to me, and I was like, just don't. Just please don't. I love the argument where they're like, well, do you have a cell phone? Then you can't talk shit about us. Because apparently to them, having a cell phone is as bad as an absolutely unnecessary text generator or image generator. Yeah, it's not, but that's like one of their favorite arguments for some reason. It's like, okay, let's take your argument to its natural conclusion. We banned cell phones. You've now eliminated most of the world's only access to emergency services. They are not the same. You beat your puzzle game with no continues, but you cheated. How'd you cheat? Did you, like, hard restart when you saw you were failing? Yeah, like I currently have guys trying to argue with that on YouTube. Um, like, cause there was one creator that is way too into AI that I pretty much stopped watching his stuff. Um, Markiplier, he's way too into AI. But like one of his friends was like, and one of the videos they were doing together was like, don't, people don't want you to use, Chat GPT. And I was like, thank you for at least trying. And then guys in the comments were like, well, do you have a cell phone? And I was just, Jesus Christ. Oh, I didn't know that. I've been meaning to get one of the old Game Boy emulators. You see them all over in Mexico. Yeah, he toned it down a little bit, but he's still way, like, I think he pulled back on being into image generators, but he's still way too into ChatGPT. Like, he admitted using it to write, like, his movies and shit that he's been working on. I was like, I have way less interest in them now. There we go, that's better. I think that's what I needed. I was missing on that arm. I was missing the, like, wrinkly flesh details that I kind of have going up here. I pulled that in down there.
This all comes from an understanding that ideas aren't static, but fluid.
Oh, those are good emojis. But yes. Yeah, I was very disappointed with that. That's honestly one of the reasons why I stopped listening to. I used to like listening to his podcast, and then he kept talking about it over and over again, and I just stopped listening. So now it's kind of funny. I still watch like Bob and Wade, but not really Mark anymore. Yeah, that's why it's like they keep coming out with like new studies that are showing that pretty much people that are overly reliant on it are actively losing like critical thinking skills. And I'm just like, no, I think I'll be just fine not being part of that trend. Yeah. That'd be a good way to refer to it. The cat part? It's like the only reason I remember that is because of that. What is that art that everybody does fan art variations of? The black cat It's like a black cat sitting on a sign. Yeah. Literally the black cat. Okay, I might be getting to the point where I need to pull out watercolor, or not, the ink. A little bit of fur in here. Yeah, because I've kind of pushed my values as much as I can. But I need to highlight certain areas more now. And like, I want to add more skull kind of bone detail, but I still need to keep it very bone white. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this one has been, like, I haven't touched it in a while. I mean, I've pretty much done this entire thing on stream. For a while I wasn't sure what to do with it. But now I'm like, it's getting there. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I think after I finish this and finish the cover for the Effed Up Horses book, I'm gonna like migrate to digital for a bit because I've been working so much on Yupo paper that I'm like, I need to switch gears. Alright, so we have an ad break. It's coming up in like 2 minutes. That's probably when I'll go grab my watercolor, or not watercolors. I keep saying watercolors. I'm gonna fill up my water things and pull up my inks during that. I had one I was working on yesterday for the cover, but I'm not totally pleased with where it's going. I may restart it. So, currently not totally sure. It was like a double-headed horse. It was kind of like my harvest mare that I did, so like one made out of trees and roots. Yeah, honestly, me switching mediums, this is one of the reasons why I work in like, I do digital sculpting, I do watercolors, I do digital illustrations and pencils. Sometimes I'll even do traditional clay. It's like swapping mediums keeps me from having burnout. At least that's what I've realized through my time doing stuff. I'm gonna go grab my water and my ink, and I will be right back. So, everybody, refreshment break. Go get water. Go to the bathroom. We'll be back in like 2 minutes. Alright, sorry. I had to pivot a little bit because Ernesto has kind of commandeered one of my paint buckets. Oh! What did I just knock over? Oh, my watering can. Oops. Alright, so what were you saying? Duck hunt. Oh, that's cool. Duck Hunt's one of the first games I ever played. Alright, this is a calligraphy ink that I got in France, and I do not know. This is water. This is water or alcohol based. So I'm going to test it. Where's my testing sheet? It would be really nice if this works, because it's like a really cool or very light shaded gray. But I have a feeling it might be water-based. We'll find out. It has literally no description on it besides the title and calligraphy ink. No. This paper, since it's like not really meant for drawing, it's just plastic. Like, I don't even know if the tooth that they put on here is intentional. The stuff that I talk about, like, when I, like I've mentioned before, that if I erase, I don't have it again, so I can't redraw a line. Yes, that is how you spell it. Now, I'm pretty sure wink is... I really wish they would say what the base of the ink is. Now I have another one I gotta test. Oh. Alright, I'm happy. The calligraphy ink did dry on you, Bo. Hot damn. I'll take it. I have so many inks and I never frickin' use them. So now I'm glad I'm finally making myself use a bunch. On the Yuko sketches. I found a purpose for them. Oh, really? Is like one side of the embroidery linen like waxed or something? I mean, it might be that there's technically a right side and a wrong side. I have never really noticed a difference. But I don't use it for its intended purpose of like alcohol ink pouring, so maybe in that context there is. Oh, okay. Well, see, I mean, that's kind of like the same thing with like watercolor paper, but like, it's not necessarily that there's a right side or a wrong side, it's just whatever fits your purpose better. Like, I tend to gravitate towards the rougher stuff. This is a little funny. Considering that, like, my favorite sketch medium, well, besides tone paper, I love tone paper, but Yupo paper, pretty much the smoothest thing you can draw on. And then watercolor paper, I'm like, give me the coarse stuff. You're supposed to stitch on it. Okay. So I wonder if it's like a fraying edge or something on the other side. Right, now I have to be very careful with this because I don't want to completely eliminate my pencil line work. I just want to pop contrast where I want it to pop and add some more depth to this. And this is the other thing I gotta watch out for. If you can see up here, the ink, since this isn't regular paper, it doesn't absorb into it. So it's pooling. So I have to make sure I'm on the ball, making sure like none of these hard edges are things that I don't want. So it's kind of like easy does it approach. Now that I know that this ink works, I may redo my idea for the cover of the Effed Up Horses book. Taking my art to finishing school, or are you talking about the embroidery or this thing? That. My dog. I take pictures of my dogs all the time, but not really as reference, surprisingly. I think it might be that, like, at this point, I've spent so much time around dogs that their, like, anatomy is largely ingrained in my memory. Gotta slap it around, gotta keep it in line. No. I mean, I do keep, like, I keep my anatomical models, so I have, because it's mostly knowing the structures underneath. Like, I tend to rely on that more than I do, like, pose reference. At least for things that I know well. Like, one of the things I'm working on right now, is a bunch of hyenas. And I love hyenas, but obviously I haven't lived around hyenas my entire life. So that one definitely is a ton of reference. Probably a good thing I haven't lived around hyenas my entire life, because I would probably be one of those weirdos that's like, I'm gonna make one a pet, even though I know that's, like, horribly irresponsible. I just love hyenas. I have, like a scientific, textbook on them coming. I'm excited for. I especially love, I mean, because there's aardwolves, brown hyenas, striped hyenas, and spotted hyenas. I love all hyenas, but spotted are my favorite. It is so warm in my office that I am very hesitant to lean on this plastic acrylic thing because it is so sweaty and sticky right now. Okay, this ink is like perfect, and now I'm wishing I had bought more of it when I was in France, because when the hell am I going to do that again? Because it's like, it's really easy to do a soft wash with it. I'm still waiting on the white. The white is not drying nearly as fast. So I'm a little curious on the little test piece that I did. But yeah, so I've been like looking up more and more about, like, because I know, you know, quite a bit about hyenas. Like, they're more related to cats than dogs. Their sexual dimorphism is so fascinating. Like, males literally cannot breed with the females unless she allows them, because she has to, like, move that whole pseudo genital in, like, a very hyper specific position. And it's just, they're very weird, or very, not weird, but they're very cool. I mean, I also love, like, African painted wild dogs. Just like, excellent examples of, like, pack dynamics leading to fantastic success. Like, there's so much better hunters than anything else. I got so sad. The ones in the local zoo died years ago. They were like my favorite thing to see. I was a little bummed out. We went to Mexico City. They have a public zoo in that massive Chapultepec Park. So we've gone through it several times. Like they have like giant pandas and stuff there, so they're like pretty big zoo. But they actually had a spotted hyena, and it's all by itself. And I was like, why is it by itself? Oh, the palace cats are fun. They also had, what did they have? They had wolf dog hybrids. Because I was like looking at they had a spot with wolves, and then they had another pen, and it had like no description on it. And I was like, these are not pure wolves. So I think I was talking to Ernest about what breeds they had to be crossed with, and then like this little boy was all like, no, Lobo. And I was just trying to explain. I was like, Perro y Lobo combination. With my bad Spanish. I'm at the point where I understand a lot of Spanish, and then the moment I have to speak it, my brain panics. Like I can order things and ask for things and stuff like that, but like conversational Spanish, I still freak out. Oh yeah, pangolins, man. I feel so bad for them. Hold on a second, I gotta open drink. Man, I even turned away from the mic and it still picked up every single... Why does it pick that up, but barely picks up me talking? Yeah. I was like, I picked up enough French when we were visiting, because we visited like right before COVID hit. And I have friends that live there, and they keep pestering me to visit. But yeah, I don't remember much of the French I learned at all. It's like if you're not using it, you just lose it. Because it's like I've learned a ton of Spanish through like the apps and learning programs and everything, and I just never remember it until I'm like in Mexico. I mean, I know it because I've had dreams completely in Spanish. That sounds funny. Oh yeah. There's not many reasons to use French in the Pacific Northwest. But yeah, I know you mentioned Hylian. You were talking about that the other day. I am curious as to what you tried. Oh, I messed this up a little bit. I messed this up a little bit. I was trying to keep the ink to largely the wolf parts. Yeah. Man. Like, the more I hear about Quebec, the more I'm, like, scared to ever go there. I would appreciate it, Helene. Because, yeah, I don't know why it picks up some things. It picks up things falling way better than it picks up my voice. Alright, this is very contrasty on stream, but it's not as much in person. But I guess I should be paying attention to what it looks like on stream, because it's kind of showing me how it will scan in. The scanning is never 100%. I'm going to try to avoid adding new ink at this point and just see if I can push around what I've got to do what I want. Before it's completely dry. Yeah, the ink is definitely, I'm glad I did it. It is a different animal kind of now. I wish I had scanned it before I had done it. Just to kind of have a before and after, just in case I want to like pull something back. Yeah, I was about to say, as soon as I bring it up. Yes, this is already pretty dry, but I can lift it. That's good. Though, that does not bode well. I will have to see. If I can keep lifting it way after this, then that means if I seal it, it will just rise up above the paper. So I might not be able to seal this one. The fun things you learn playing with weird paper. It almost looks like, you know what? I think this isn't even gray. Now I know why I bought it. This is purple. I love me purple. It is a very dark purple. This is like a moon glow. Which I'm happy about. gonna try to lift most of it off the legs, because this is actually more human flesh right here. It's this part. It's fine if it's in there a little bit, but I do need that, because I'll come back down into here with more purple. Let's see if that white is cooperating yet. Oh, so that's interesting. So I didn't use the cleanest water. I did put the dropper in. So, I don't know if you can see it. The white pushed that little bit of color in the water to the edge. So that's interesting. Which means this will kind of end up looking like water droplets. Like when you see like a little bit of rain or water gets on a dusty window, it will have that effect. So I'll have to be very careful as it's drying. I did lose, as you see, I covered up all the like pencil sketching of the moon outline that I did, but I don't think it's going to dry completely solid. We'll see. I did not choose, that's why I chose my Wink instead of my Dr. Martens, because the Dr. Martens is kind of meant to be very it's like aggressively, it's like a corrections ink kind of thing. Man, this is diluted purple down here, but it's like somehow it's pooling all the pigment. It's doing some interesting things. It's also definitely keeping me on my toes. I just gotta keep watching everything, see how it's drying, and then quick moving it around if it's not doing what I want. Yeah, well, I'm glad this is informative, because yeah, it's not usually how inks work. It's just because this paper is plastic. I guess it kind of works that way if you have a wet enough paper. It is very different working from Yupo to regular paper. Yeah, I totally forgot that I had this ink. Well, I'm glad I pulled this one out. I like me a moon glow. Moonglow is just like a shade. It's technically like a Daniel Smith shade of like a dark, dark purple. Whoop. Sorry. See, once again, that was 10 times louder than it was. Alright, so I think I've largely got that. I'll probably let this dry a little bit. There's not too much I'm seeing up here that I want to keep messing with. I'm going to obviously have some things move around once I add the white in there. So I'm going to start pulling it in a little bit down here. This is not how I was expecting to finish this wolf, but I don't hate it. We're learning things. We're trying things. It's turning out cool. Oh, I didn't realize it was below Brihe. Alright, forewarning, we're about to hit another ad break. Should just be a minute long though. I actually don't mind this harsh shadow that's right here in this rib cage, because it kind of works, helps give the impression of a cast shadow. Alright. I think we're almost finishing up with the... Yeah, this ink dries so much darker than it applies. It's like I've lost like all the subtle shading I did on the foot, so I'm gonna have to quick tweak that before it's completely dry. It's kind of interesting though how it does that. I still want to keep my like I was using this ink to show where the tendons are, and I want to keep that going on. There we go. A lot of touch and go. So some of these areas, it is lifting the pencil, and it's blending with it to make like a different shade. So I'm not like totally worried about it. I actually kind of like the effect. I just need to be very careful that I'm not getting that where I don't want it. Shading is modesty fur. Just zoning out. Providing you all with that cutting edge, dramatic painting. That's not the descriptive words I wanted. I don't know what I was trying to say. Riveting. Riveting content. Except I hate applying content to art. Gonna put a little bit of the super water down on the human fleshy parts. Just because I still want it for shading. I'm just definitely keeping it more limited to the wolf hairy parts. Right, nearly there with the purple, I think. Okay. There's still some parts that are like in the middle of drying that I'm gonna probably have to tweak. But I think I'm gonna move on to the white ink parts now. I did a little bit on the moon, but I want to like finish that up while the purple is still kind of drying in parts, because some of it I want to like meld together. Not all of it though, so I might not do everything. Like some of the stuff is going to remain a little cloudy for now, because it will be stuff that I'm going to come back with pencil over top. Which, pencil on top of ink does not work the greatest. That's why I saved this for last. Oop, that's not what I wanted. It's far easier to do pencil and then try to make the ink show the pencil than to try to draw on top of ink. I also have the other option of pulling in like white gel pen to do like super fine lines if I want. It will usually work a little bit better. But then again, it is not a perfect system. It does not draw terribly well on this. I can just kind of make it work. I usually have to redraw the lines multiple times. Yeah, gel pens are like, they're really great for final highlights. But I don't really think they have much functionality outside of that. Like, there are times where I can use them, and if I'm really patient, I can do like a wet blending technique with them. But that's like so frustrating that I would just rather use white ink. Blend in some purple over here because I should not have left the guts just white. One fear. It's like some of the stuff I've been doing recently, I'm like, man, this would probably look really good in charcoal. And I hate charcoal. Like, I hate the feeling of it. I know it can look really pretty, but I hate the feeling of it. I hate the dust. It's like, maybe someday I'll motivate myself to give charcoal a chance again, but I cringe just thinking about it. A chimney explosion? Yeah. Well, that was kind of like, like freshman college courses where they love charcoal in freshman college courses. And everyone was using vine charcoal. And that shit is so dusty. And there's just dust everywhere. I was just amused that you can see Raya, but her head's behind her bed. I think we have like pictures from like freshman year, some of my friends, where like people would just have charcoal all over their faces. And it wasn't even intentional. Yeah. Everybody wanted to be Mary Poppins guy. Wasn't that Dick Van Dyke? Yeah. A little too much color. Some of these spots I'm like, I gotta lift a little bit of color because they're too dark. Because, like, one of my classmates was, like, I don't know if he had a medical condition, but he would sweat a lot. And so he was, like, constantly wiping his brow. And so by the time the class was done, he'd just be absolutely covered in charcoal. It's a little harder to do this, like, mixing the colors is getting a little weird because the purple dries really fast and darker than when it's applied. But then the white is taking forever to dry. There's also dog furs and everything. Thank you, Raya. I do kind of like, I'm hoping if this dries the way I'm hoping it will, that it will kind of feed into that stitching together gooey werewolf vibe that we've got going on. This is way more intense white than I was expecting. I may have to knock this back. It's kind of hard to tell in the white, like, where the pigment is pooling in the chin or the tray. Now you guys are gonna get that song stuck in my head. Curses. Is this better than puns? I don't know. Jury is out. At least this has had the desired effect of blending in the... Because remember, this head was completely separate, and all these white bits, I cut out the head and the white bits separately. So it actually managed to blend them in fairly well. Like, you can't tell that they're separate, I don't think, nearly as much anymore. Nice. Maybe you can tell me on stream if it's different. You never know? Good. Alright. And now I brought my Q-tips down, you reminded me, and now I probably won't use them because it's past this stage. I did not clean my brush before I dipped it in the white. You fool. That's okay. They will still be used on something else. Yeah, exactly. Okay. The amount of times I've picked up this brush and there's been a riot of fur on it. Like, even though I totally defluffed her again yesterday. Which I still don't know if she likes grooming or not. She just stands there, completely rigid. It's like, she's like, I'll just wait for this to be done. Yeah. The way I see it, so if your embroidery has pet hair in it, that's, you know, the way my art always has hair in it. I kind of had this, like, mental image of, like, sometime in the future, maybe my art will be liked enough that it will still be around, and someone will find the dog fur and, like, reincarnate my pets with DNA. Yes, it is a feature. I mean, at this point I've invited it. I used to keep the dogs fairly out of my office. Like, Xena would sometimes come in, because she just liked rooms that were like caves, and my office is very cave. But then we got Raya, and she, you know, had to be socialized slowly, so she got a bed in my office, so now it's never ending. I will never escape it. Yeah. I love putting it, like, unfortunately, I have a lot of black clothes. And I can't put on anything without it being already covered in dog fur. Brand new out of the dryer covered in dog fur. Oh, nope. Just trying to lift this dog fur. Speak of the devil, lift this dog fur out of this. I'm like using the white to. I gotta be gentle with this because it's. If I go too heavy-handed, it will completely erase the details under it. But I'm adding the white in here. It's like blending together, and it's making it have a nice, like, actual skin texture look, but it's will knock out all the white or the pencil detail underneath, so I have to be careful. Yeah, you have a tuxedo cat, yeah. My dogs are all mostly like tan. Like, obviously Raya's kind of like buckskin colored. Oni's like tan, the fawn, black and fawn. Oni's Zuko is all tan. So I can kind of get away with wearing tan clothes. But I don't like wearing tan clothes. Yes. Despite my best efforts, there will more than likely be at least 5 dog hairs in this painting by the time I'm done. Which, yeah, at what point does this become a painting and not a sketch? Because it was all pencil when we started, and now I'm adding all the ink, so now it's like, is it painting now? Also, I'm noticing, so the white is taking, as I mentioned before, way longer to dry. So remember how I filled in the moon completely and it was all white, and I was like, it'll probably knock down? It did just that. You can see the moon, the black pencil lines came back through. It's just kind of things you learn. That's most of what art is. Just practice. Figuring out the behaviors of stuff and learning to work with it. Oh man, this eye completely I had filled in the iris with the purple, and then it dried and I put the white on, and then the purple just lifted above that. So we'll try it again, see what it does. Be very careful with these teeth if I'm going to do it with paint. I was largely leaving them alone because I figured I would come back in once everything is dry, and that was my worry. And do it with gel pen. But yeah, it's just a little too runny for this. Man, I think once this video is done, though, it'll be kind of cool to see where we started at the beginning of the stream and where we ended at. It definitely evolved quite a bit. Okay. Let's see. I might call it here, because I think a lot of this is stuff that I'm going to be touching up with gel pens. But I want to make it dry first. But also, it's been very warm in my office. I am dying a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna do a once over, see if there's anything I need to push around. Like fix. Fix where things are pooling. Yeah, see now we're getting to the point where it's so dry that if I add any water, it just lifts entirely. So, this does make me question if I can seal this at all. I might take this ink and do a little bit on a test piece and then see what happens when I seal that. But it is drying at least, which I have had problems with India ink, like never drying at all. I mean, it's not the end of the world if I can't seal it, it's just ideally I seal everything I make. Okay. Yeah, so right now the lower jaw is like very white, but it will tone down to what it's doing on the moon. So I'm not totally worried about that. Same with the eyes. That stuff I'll come back and revisit. Yeah, I think this is largely good for now. I don't want to put this. Hold on. The softest of washes on this. Ah. Yeah, this is how it always goes. It's good to come back and revisit stuff. Right now I'm just kind of seeing areas where I want hierarchy to be, like layering hierarchy, to be a little bit more defined. That's gonna be way too intense of an ink right there, so I'm gonna have to water that immediately. Okay. Before I keep noodling on this, Meh. Anybody see anything? This has definitely changed quite a bit. But yeah, I'll probably be coming back in with pencils. I'll hopefully be able to use them. And then gel pens. And I'm going to try to highlight this spot. And then up here a little bit more. Though I'm not totally sure where I want the focal point to be. Like the moon... Do I want the moon to be the focal point, or do I want the head to be the focal point? It kind of makes more sense to have it be the head, and then, like, the moon is just, like, a cool thing you don't notice right away. decisions. I don't know. Anyways, but I think I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna do a test ink to the side just to spray to see if I can potentially seal this. But thanks everyone for hanging out. I'll be streaming. Heads your first thought? Okay, good. That's the vibe I'm getting. So yeah, it's good to know that it's more naturally. Yeah. Secret surprise. But yeah, Friday I'm probably going to be streaming. I'm hoping to do South of Midnight. I still have to figure out my Game Pass issues. But anyways, thank you so much for hanging out, everyone. I'll be back. I'll at some point be better at following my schedule on time. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day. The sick ones of you get better. Have a safe flight. Bye, everyone.